Okay, so I'm gonna be obedient. I've been working on something for a long time, um, and it's really been a passion project, but it's also been my assignment. And I've been really intentional with this work. It's not finished yet, but I'm led to start to share aspects of this thing because I see it all the time. And I just kind of want to read what it is that I'm really doing. You probably have, been following or listening to this thing, trying to figure out what is this guy talking about. And so my saying is make real change, make change real. The process is beautiful. Empower your mentality to make real change in the world. So the idea of change, that's the name of it. The idea of change. And I've been commissioned to coach the idea of change. Without getting into what the idea is, just we have to start with the basis of what is an idea. So an idea is a thought or a concept that comes to mind and has the potential to bring about a new product, service, or a way of thinking. It could be an inspiration, a suggestion, or a plan that has the potential to bring about positive change or improvements. Ideas can originate from various sources. So where do your ideas come from? You got to think about it. Some people who are inspirers, leaders, can inspire ideas in you. And those are the type of people I like to be around. The brainstormers of the world, the people that are just so fascinating. When you see them, they dream. They have like so many things that are turning. The best advice my pastor ever gave me, Pastor Joshua, he said, don't throw away your ideas. And I posted a video of don't throw away your ideas. And that's so true because ideas can originate from various sources, such as your personal experiences. So don't throw away your personal experiences, guys. Don't throw away the things that you observe because your ideas are observations. Don't throw away your creativity as an idea itself. An idea comes from creativity. So when he told me to not throw that away, he was telling me, don't throw away any sources that you have, your resources. Don't throw away your personal experiences. Don't throw away your observations. Don't throw away your creativity. And especially don't throw away your ability to problem solve. Because those are the originators of an idea. Your ideas come from these things, right? Sources, experiences, observations, creativity, and problem solving. I don't even know if my pastor knew what he said to me. I think it was just the spirit of God giving me exactly what I needed. Because from that on, I was like, oh yeah, let's go. Don't throw away those ideas. So you just remember your ideas can be simple or they can be complex, and they can range from new inventions to new ways of organizing or improving existing processes. The value of your idea lies in its ability to solve a problem. The ability is not potential, but kind of is. The ability, when I think about ability, it's like able, it's doing, it's faithful, right? The value of your ideas is the faith to solve problems. Dr. Myron Golden always talks about if you're going to create a business, what problem are you solving? What are you solving? For me, I'm trying to solve how people successfully manage change in their lives, transition. trying to coach you through that time in your life where you have to make a decision. But not only that, you know it's going to cause some change, or you're going through the change process. I'm not a mental health counselor. Okay. Instead, I'm a mental health coach. I'm going to coach you through. I'm going to empower you to get through these transitions in your life successfully. So how do you do that? Coach the idea. It doesn't make sense now, but you'll get it. They can be simple or complex, range from new inventions to new ways of organizing or improving existing processes. So I'm trying to get people to think of something new, reframing their behavior and the way they think about themselves and the life around them. If you can think about something different, if you can think about something that is more positive, then you can change it for the better. This is something that leaders, great leaders, coaches, fathers, mothers, parents, even children we have to teach it. But my job is to coach it. I want to get you to your goals. I want to get you to where you want to go. If it's career move, if it's if you're a parent. And the thing about it is it starts with relationships. I want to build rapport with you, not to get into your life, but for you to trust what it is that I'm saying to you, or for you to discover it by having a conversation. Sometimes I just need to listen and ask questions. Sometimes whatever gets you to turn the corner is what I'm trying to get you to do. A simple question is, so where do you want to go? What's the goal? Okay, so if that's the goal, I'm listening to XYZ. Coaching you through that process is what I plan to do. And help you solve that problem. So it's the ability to solve a problem. Also fill a need. So fulfill a need in your life. We have to fill those needs. And we have to create new opportunities, whether in your head, a new opportunity for you to grow, a new opportunity for you to share what it is that you've learned to help another person. A new opportunity can come in the crisis that you're in this change process that you're in. A new opportunity can arise. Creativity happens here. You know, when you're in changing, you be most creative. It's funny. All of my videos have been about the struggle, the suffering, right? But I don't know if you've noticed, but all I'm talking about is suffering as I'm being more creative about how I deliver the message to you. Because that suffering produced this level of creativity in my life. It unlocked something in my head for me to go ahead and pursue a purpose, or to use my gifts and talents in a way that allowed me to better express what's inside of me and express who I am, not just to you, but to myself. It reminded me of every shattered piece that I thought I lost during my suffering. It returns back to you in these moments because you're forced, you're almost hard pressed to be the creator and ultimately live out the purpose that God has for you. And it pushed me to that level. You know, it's sad that it takes that. I am not perfect. And I'm speaking to the imperfect people here, because we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. To me, that just means, listen, there are times in your life where you make mistakes, right? You hear it all the time. Failure is on the opposite end of your success. So the more time you fail, the more you learn from it so that you can be successful in the future. Same thing. Again, all of these principles are the same thing, which are these absolute truths about life, because somebody had an idea. Somebody went through it and shared their personal experiences, right? So as I share mine, I share that to help you. As you share yours, you share that to help me. It starts with the idea. Development of new products. New products. Especially here in America, if you look at how our economy is set up and you look at the world's economy, new products, we see it as material. We see it as, some civilizations think that modernization can be the parasite to humanity, right? Technology is taking over. AI is running our lives. Our kids are distracted. We're constantly stimulated by things. I don't know how much I agree with the far left and the far right, but I do see it like this. If we're going to have to reframe our future, we're going to have to start to lean into the fact that, yes, we are stimulated constantly. However, what are those benefits to having this overstimulation in our society? Because it's not going to go away. It's something that the person who had the idea did it so that it will improve society. Think about how vastly improved society is. We get our food faster. We're more efficient at working with computers. I've looked at like check-in times. We streamlined everything for you because you don't want to wait. Our patience for things. We talked about, I don't like waiting for this. Why is this taking so long? We don't need to And so we use technology to make that process faster. You can type into ChatGPT. If I said it right, you can type into an AI system and it'll spit out a business plan for you. How long did it take you to write a business plan before this thing? You'd have to go research. You'd have to do a market comparison, but you can put something in a computer and it can give you a business plan in under 30 seconds to a minute. We have created a level of efficiency in tools and resources. So what is our next step? The development of new products is taking the resources that we have, using them, seeing what problems they cause, and then trying to identify and solve those problems. Instead, we like to point the finger at what's wrong with society and what it's creating with our children. Well, so what is the solution? Turn off the TV? No, I don't believe that. They'll be more book smart. Yeah, they'll have these ancient skill sets, but you get them out there in like certain working environments, or you get them out there in the world, and the world has advanced. Socially, they've advanced. I just found out what Riz was like yesterday. I didn't know Riz stood for charisma. These children are using different terminologies, and if we don't be careful, we're gonna get left behind as adults, because we're gonna have such a gap between our kids, right, who are the future, and ourselves as we get older. So if we don't lean into the things that they're using and not realizing, maybe they're not distracted, maybe they're just more advanced than we are. You ever thought about how advanced your kids are? From a person who has one, and looking at what those kids are able to absorb being stimulated like that, those kids are already counting to 30 at 3 and 4 years old. Kids are so more advanced than my generation. I remember counting to 100 in first grade. Now these kids are counting to 100 in kindergarten. Think about it. You're counting to 30 in preschool now. 30 in preschool is the expectation. When I was in preschool, I could count to 10. So they've 3x'd their capacities in their brains at that age. And preschool is 3 to 4, 3 to 5 year olds. So we got to think about how much more advanced our civilization is, so that they can use these tools that these great ideists have came up with. The innovation in technology is forcing this thing. It's driving it. And we have to be on board. If not, we're going to get left behind. If you're not thinking, yes, from a mental standpoint, yeah, Johnny's distracted. No. You're just not moving at the same processing speed as Johnny because you're behind. You're behind. You can't compute with his emotional behaviors because he's kind of ahead of you. And we get frustrated as adults because our kids are so far advanced. My little 1-year-old is operating a full touchscreen phone, found his YouTube and the things he likes to watch by himself. Just by clicking images. His brain was already processing these things at an early age. Our kids are way more advanced than we are. The generations to come are way more advanced than you. Instead of fighting and resisting their abilities, lean into what they are telling you. Because when you lean into that, you'll see you need to find out not what your problems are, because we're finited right now. But these developmental kids, find out what their issues are. What are they having problems with? The answer to our wealth is in our generations to come. If we're not paying attention to these children, what are we doing? Because they're having real life situations socially. They talk different. They walk different than us. They run different than us. Heck, my son runs with his hands behind his back, Nutaro style. That's a whole thing. Certain cultures believe that makes you more aerodynamic. Look, they run like they're in the finish line already. It goes against every kind of biomechanics I've ever learned. Nah, man, you gotta swing your arm. Nah, daddy, I'm gonna run my hands behind my back. I'm flying. I'm running like Sonic, flying, right? What, you know what I'm saying? Why do they think that concept is okay? My son runs faster with his hands behind his back than he does running with his arm switching. So, I'm trying to get you guys to think about the idea. And what is an idea? And the power of an idea. So, ideas are the starting point for innovation, starting point for creativity, starting point for development of new products, services, right? And or business. I've been talking about business this whole time. I've been talking about services this whole time. And I'm not saying this because I think I have the answers, because I don't. I think our conversations need to switch into our ideas, right? So that we know where we're going in the future. We need to be able to answer that question. Where are we going? And it starts with this idea change. I'm not Barack Obama. I'm going to make a whole campaign about it, but he was on to something. He was. So, but I'm going to throw a disclaimer out here. Yes, we're talking about ideas, but the idea is just only the starting point. Okay? It starts there. It starts with your ideas. Yes, you sitting at that computer, scrolling. Yes, you looking at that TikTok, scrolling. Yes, you on Facebook, trying to figure out how do I get out of this rabbit hole. It starts with your ideas. It starts with your imagination. It starts with the future that you see, the new business. Don't try to be Starbucks. Be something else. Take it to the next level. That darkness, thank you, Holy Spirit. That darkness that hovers over the void, that thing that hovers over the void is in you. That darkness that you see, remember, you're just hovering, looking for something to fill. And when you find it, you find the purpose, you find what motivates you. But it all starts with that idea that you have, to your ability to create something new. And AI is not gonna, it's gonna pull from past experiences, but it's not gonna tell you anything that your computer won't tell you. It's all computated. So we have to break the barrier of the box of the information in order to take back the control of our information. But you got to understand, these are all man-made things. So we have to take it back to the thing that made us, so that we can look outside of what we've made, instead of looking at it as a problem or as our idol. We now hover over this thing and say, hey, this is just a tool that we have. So how can we best use this tool to create the future that we're looking for? Listen, I love you guys. Everybody who's listening, remember the idea. My job is to coach the idea first. So we have to chew on this thing called an idea. Your starting point. People often get stuck in the starting point because what they're looking into, what they're longing for, is darkness right now. When they try to seek it, it's dark, it's blank, it's nothing, it's nothingness. So you're left with a world where you have to work in somebody else's vision who does not have the darkness. They've already seen it. Elon Musk's vision for our future in technology is what you live in. Steve Jobs had a chokehold on us with the phones. That's what we were living in. We currently use it. We can't do anything without it now. Our entire system has been driven into our cell phones, into our computers, into the technology that you're using. And it's frustrating you. I know it is. Especially when it doesn't work. Especially when banks crash and you can't look at the stock market. Especially when you have people who can hack into it and take your information. I know it bothers you, and it should. But you have to think of these things just as tools, not as the end all be all. Yes, it's nice to have the ancient ability to do certain things, right? But you got to understand there's generations that don't know how to write in cursive. They don't know what cursive writing is. I'll be honest with you. I've used a typewriter, but I don't know what, you know what I mean? It's not something that I would want to go use. It's archaic. Why would I use a typewriter when I have a computer? It's much more efficient, and I'm better at it. It's no need for me to use a typewriter unless I want to give like an old feel and I'm doing like a historical recant of some type. You get what I'm saying? These ancient things are cool. It's good to have knowledge of, but it's history. It's past, right? And we have to move forward. Who wants to put discs in when you have limited amounts of space on discs now? They're absolute obsolete technology. An 8-track. Do you even have an 8-track player in your house? I grew up on tapes where you have to flip them after the songs go. And you got to press that thing, and the tape got to come out. And if the tape didn't come out, the film will get all stuck in your thing, and you got to wind it back in order to get it. And if you fold that bad boy, your tapes is messed up. Couldn't listen to my Heavy D no more. Couldn't listen to my Bobby Brown because we done touched that little brown film in the middle on the tape recorder. My son don't even know what a tape recorder looks like, or even a tape. Don't even know what it looked like. Plastic with the white ridges in the middle. Don't even know what that looks like. So we often forget about those things. So what was the problem with those then? I just named one. You make mistakes, they break, they're plastic, you know what I mean? They're fragile. Now we stream everything. You get all the music you can stand. And it was intended that way. People are richer. They make more money at a faster rate because you buy Spotify for what, $10 a month, $120 a year, get you all the music you can stand, a premium, right? Artists now, there's so many independent artists that can be discovered with great music in any genre you could think of. Think about how creative we have been and evolved as a society. We've got to the point where we're so smart we understand frequencies and how they impact our bodies and our mind and our mental states. Think about those type of things. Where do they start? Somebody had to think about that first. Somebody had to have the creativity at a starting point, but it started with an idea. Light bulb message. Light bulb. Simple or complex. It can range from new inventions to new ways of organizing or improving existing processes. That's what ideas can do. Okay, y'all. I think I'm off my soapbox. I think your attention spans are okay for 30 minutes, but who's to say it'll be just 30 minutes? I'm going to break this down to 30 seconds because we need what we can get when we can get it. My time is up. Wow. Oh, yeah. Remember, make real change. Make change real. The process is beautiful. Empower your mentality to make real change in the world. Coach King, peace out.